The final film in the Andrzej Zulawski set is on the Silver Globe. Now I kind of smile as I get to the end of this set because this has been a tough trio of films to get through. Not tough because they're hard to watch or anything. They are interesting films. Great cinematography, wonderful scores, really well put together and thought-provoking. But man, they have put me through the emotional ringer. And I need some genre films to kind of go as a palate cleanser after this. On the Silver Globe is 165 minutes. And that's not the complete film, because this has got a bit of a history behind it. Shot in 1977, the plug was pulled near completion, sets burned, costumes burned, and the film was just left incomplete. Zulawski went back to it in the 80s to finish it off. And he finished it off in a kind of strange manner, which is somehow incredibly fitting for this film and rather haunting at the same time. At the start, they tell you that scenes will be missing, but they are going to narrate these scenes, and they narrate these scenes over just images of people going about their day-to-day tasks, going through streets, shopping centres, watching them descend escalators as the narrator explains what should be and where this footage is. It's weird and it kind of works throughout it. Now, the actual story of On the Silver Globe is about 4 people who have been travelling from Earth. They've discovered this planet, they've crash landed there. One of the member has died. The other 3 are exploring, trying to set up a new start for humanity. One is pregnant, and when they give birth, a couple die, and man is left to kind of watch this community of inbred people kind of grow and expand, and they seem to age much quicker than the last standing astronaut, who watches over them as the generations start to unfold.
Stary człowiek powiedział: "O, ziemia!"
Constantly recording and documenting everything that happens. And at a certain point, he sends this information back to Earth, where they send more people to see what's actually going on here and keep an eye on it. Now, that's a quite interesting plot already, but there is a hell of a lot more to this film than just plot. It definitely feels as if it's got the most straight through plot than any of the other films in this set, but it's based on a series of books written by a relative, Zulawski, and it kind of giving that narrative, Zulawski imbues it with a lot of the thematics that he has set up in the first 2 films in this set. And again, it is beautiful to look at. It is emotionally raw. It gets under your skin, and you have these long moments of conversations that are some of the most exciting sequences I've ever seen. There is a race of people in this, Sashin people, that are like bird-like humanoid features, and there is one where one of our new astronauts is conversing with one of these that's tied up, and it becomes a sequence that mounts in tension and atmosphere and becomes frenetic and just horrific and overbearing at moments, trying to deconstruct what exactly is going on in these sequences.
Chcę jak każdy, mówisz z taką pogardą. Ja czuję taką nienawiść, twoją obojętność. Dlaczego?
And I find that with Zulawski a lot. These aren't movies that I can sit down, watch, enjoy and forget about. They rattle around my head. I'm thrown back to certain sentences that are said, certain motifs that follow through these films. The look, the haunting music, and some of the bloody visceral that we see on screen is shocking and stains my mind for days.
Wyzbyciem się swojego ja. Bez reszty.
But at the heart of this one is a rather cynical tale of man's reluctance to give up these small niggles that it has, the inability to become the better species and move on, how it's all fueled with infighting, incest, arguments, the inability to just move on from things.
Czerny, co ty wiesz?
Czerna w sobie pokonać nie można.
Humanity's pettiness, its violence, it's prone to repeat past mistakes and inability to grow past that is perversely showed here in all its damning glory. On the Silver Globe was another one of those movies that I won't forget in a rush. It just, the large spanning action set pieces, the strange conversations, the constant repetition of mistakes, everything was there and is pretty apparent. Fantastic film. Very different, and definitely another one of those strange, interesting films within this set. Let's dive into this film's disc and see the extras. The disc for On the Silver Globe, we've got it with restored Polish audio and audio commentary by Daniel Bird, or subtitles. Pictures we have Andrzej Zulawski on Jerry Zulawski, which is 20 minutes 45 and gives you a rundown on the author of the books and what the books are about and how or what information was conveyed within to the film. It's really interesting, kind of Cliff Notes version of these books. Turn to the Silver Globe, which is 10 minutes 34 seconds. 19 piece about the cinematographer revisiting the Polish salt mine used as a filming location. It's rather haunting, very interesting. Photography of On the Silver Globe is a visual essay by Daniel Bird. It runs at 11 minutes 13 seconds. Really well done, showing behind the scenes pictures. It's got the music going over it, interspersed with statements, facts about the film. It's a really interesting way to tackle one of these extras, which I particularly loved. Again by Daniel Bird is 6 minutes 8 seconds, talking about the world building that's done here, the costume designer, and how they created the look of the creatures and the attempts they went through. Again, lots of behind the scenes pictures and elements with text on screen. Really well done, and that's the extras on this disc. Also in this set is the documentary Escape to the Silver Globe, which is all about the making of this film. We focus a lot on the filmmaker, talking about what inspired him, what's built him up as a director, the kind of projects he tackled into, and about making of this film. It's an excellent extra feature and a great addition to this set. There we have it, rounding out the Zulawski set on the Silver Globe. This has been such an experience. I really don't know. I feel as if I'm barely scratching the surface on these movies, and there is a lot more to be mined, but it'll be a long while before I watch them again, which I will do. I need to be in the right frame of mind for some of the thematics that are on here. I would love to know your thoughts on the Silver Globe, whether you love it, hate it, feel like you understand it, didn't. Let me know your thoughts, comments in the comment box below. We can have a discussion about this one. There is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to the Patreon membership program and manvfilm.com, all ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.